And joining me now for more perspective on this issue from London is a medical doctor, Femi Oyeko. Good to have you join us, Dr. Femi Oyeko. Now, what do you make of this situation in Russia where the president has now said the vaccine is ready and has been administered on his daughter, who he said is doing okay?
I'll say that the Russia perspective is a little bit difficult to comment on publicly, but in a way, I don't doubt the fact that, like what experts have said, that Russia could be putting their national prestige ahead of scientific findings. Because, like you said earlier, that among the 6 vaccines that is currently that have currently reached the human trial phase, that the Russian vaccine is not one of them, and that's why it's to me it's a little bit of a shock that while we're monitoring from China, we're monitoring from America, we're monitoring vaccines from UK. Russia just came out of the blue and said they have the solution and they are ready to produce 500 million vaccine in the next 1 month. It is looking to me like are they planning to make this a kind of business, or are they trying to but in a way, I'll say that considering where we have come to, if any country has any potent vaccines that can solve human problem, I'll say let's look at it and see what we can get out of it. That's what I'll say.
But isn't that what seems to be going on with several countries, the race to declare victory in the development of vaccine? Because we're also hearing from President Trump that there might be, the vaccine might have been developed in the US by November. So it seems that like there is some sort of politics going on with this vaccine.
No doubt, no doubt. At this stage where any country that comes up with this vaccine is likely to become a financial superpower, because all countries in the world are going to be demanding for your goods and services, and in a way everybody's in a rush to see who gets a bigger chunk of this, makes the financial benefit from this pandemic. But no doubt, that's why you can see that politics is beginning to get involved. And for Trump, it's very expedient that politics is involved, because at the moment, politically, Trump is on independent news. Looking at the fact that November 4 is just a few weeks away, and Trump is looking like the coronavirus situation has spilled out of control. In the United States, they're having about 5 million cases of coronavirus, beyond the imagination of every scientific school of thought, that America will be brought down to a very crippling position with coronavirus. So you expect people to start bringing in politics, at least in a way, even if it's false hope. Sometimes they just need to say something.
So we're seeing the Philippine president, Rodrigo Duterte, signifying interest or his country's willingness to participate in this Russian vaccine test. Now, we might see some other countries signify interest in the coming days. So without this proper test for this vaccine, are we likely to see this as some sort of a public health disaster in the long run?
Well, I'll say that that's one of the facts we're still trying to check out with coronavirus, because the fact that in the meantime it's looking like people who have the virus recovers, and it's looking like there are no long-term sequelae to come around with the virus. But we also know that there are some viruses like Zika virus that apparently once it infects people, it doesn't really show a lot of signs at the outset. But if it infects a pregnant woman, and the pregnant woman gives birth to a child, the child will come up with deformity. So in coronavirus case, those are kind of situations we're going to be looking at, that in the race to have a solution, are we doing more danger to humanity, or we are solving the problem in its entirety? But I'll be very honest at this point, that at this point, what I think WHO should do which is what I've always advocated, is to send an independent body to Russia to assess the situation on ground and see if we decide to say other nations are going to participate in this, even though I know they don't have that ability to restrict nations like Philippines who wants to willingly participate, or Saudi Arabia who have also indicated interest. It is also wise that at this point, WHO sends an independent body to assess what Russia is doing to be sure that they are not playing a foul game.
So one also has to be careful, or these organizations also have to be careful not to violate the sovereignty of any country. So if Russia refuses for an independent body to sort of monitor what is going on in Russia, what more can WHO do to regulate the activities of several countries who are on vaccine development process at this moment?
I'll say that's a difficult one, because I think that under the WHO treaty, when an organization is trying to put out something for human consumption, WHO has the responsibility to vet and make an independent opinion and see, is this safe for humanity? And there are also other regulatory bodies like the FDA, the Food and Drug Organization in America, who have the capacity also to be able to assess what you're going to be putting out to the public is safe for consumption. But I don't know. Russia is a superpower, and I think that having that status of superpower in the 21st century comes with a lot of responsibility. That you are one of the nations that people look up to as a beacon of light. So if you're now going to be trying to shield what human beings are going to consume and not trying to make it as transparent as possible, I think that would be that would be shameful. That would be very shameful from an international politics point of view, to be honest. It would be shameful, and it's not acceptable.
I will continue to see how vaccine development plays out around the world. Medical Doctor Femi Oyekun, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.